In this video, I will be going over how to use this online function machine. After clicking the link, it should take you to this web page here. The first thing you should do is, over here on the left, you should check mark both of these boxes. And that's just going to help us visualize how the machine works. So a function machine is made up of three main components. The first main component is over here in green, which is called the function. You can think of the function as a program that tells the machine what to do. Right now our function is telling the machine to take a number and square it, or take a number and multiply with itself. The second main component is down here in blue, which we call the input. The input is the number that's going to be placed inside our machine and undergo a transformation. Finally, the last main component, after we place the number inside our machine and follow the function's program, the answer that we get is going to be called the output. So one more time, the number that goes inside our machine is called the input, and the answer that we get is going to be called the output. So let's see the machine in action. So if I insert the number 3 and follow the program x squared, what output do you think I'm going to get out? In order to activate the machine, I'm going to have to click this green button down here. So here you can see the input is falling inside the machine. It's going to be following its program. And what output do you think we're going to get out? So if we took 3 and multiply with itself, our output is going to be 9. So before we play around with this machine a little bit more, we need to go over some notation. So normally when we write an equation, we use the letters y and x. For example, y equals x squared. But when we're working with these function machines, we're going to be using this notation right here. And this is read as f of x. You can think of these two notations as the exact same thing. So whether we're using y equals x squared or f of x equals x squared, these two expressions mean the exact same thing. So going over our three main components again, we have our input, which is going to be x, we have our function, which is going to be f of x, and we're going to have our output. One nice thing about this notation is, if I take a look at the output, by just looking at the output, I can see what the number we place inside our machine. So inside our f, inside our machine, I can see that I placed the number 3. So this notation gives us a lot of different information. So let's go back to our online function machine tool, and let's play around with this a little bit more. So let's say I want to change my program. Instead of taking a number and squaring it, what if I wanted to take a number, I wanted to multiply it by 3, then I want to take that, take a number, multiply it by 3, and then I want to subtract 1. Right? So my new program is going to take a number, times it by 3, and subtract 1. And let's keep the input the same. Let's keep the input 3. So I'm going to activate my machine by clicking this green button. So what output do you think I'm going to get out after placing 3 into my program? So I'm going to triple it and subtract 1, and it looks like the output is going to be 8. Let's try inputting a different number. So using the same function, instead of inputting 3, let's input the number 14. If I take this number, triple it, and subtract 1, what output do you think I'm going to get out? Let's find out. I'm going to insert the number 14. It's going to go through the function, and what output am I going to get out? Looks like the answer is going to be 41. Our input doesn't always have to be positive numbers. We can also insert negative numbers. So let's try inserting a negative number. Let's say we input negative 10. So what output do you think we're going to get out if I plug in the number negative 10? So let's activate my machine. Negative 10 is going to go inside my function. What output do you think we're going to get out? So it looks like our output is going to be negative 31. All right, and I have one more last question for you. Instead of giving you the input, what if I told you that this output, the number that came out of the machine, was number 23? What number can I place inside my machine that will give me the answer of 23? So when you guys think about that for a minute, you have your guess? Okay, so it turns out if I placed in the number 8 and follow this function, the answer I'm going to get out is going to be 23. So go ahead and keep playing around with this tool and answer the rest of these questions.